Welcome, friends. Today's session we are going to discuss the consumer behavior factors as part 2. Shall we proceed? So today's topic is types of buying decisions. Types of buying decisions. In this topic we are going to discuss the various categories of buying behavior of customers. You can after completing this session, you can fit yourself in which category you falls. First one is we are going to discuss about the complex buying behavior. So in this buying behavior, a customer usually work out a lot of things before purchasing a product or experiencing a service. You will try to find lot of facts or information related to the product. You will go with a lot of reviews. You will ask his friends, relatives about their opinions related to this particular brand, what you have chosen. Everything he will do it. But the funny moment is when one of his friend or some other neighbor said that this is not a good idea, definitely will drop his purchase decision. So that's what we call it as typical complex buying behavior of a consumer. And the second type or category is dissonance reducing buying behavior. These people usually will go with some facts about a product or a service, and they will convince themselves yes, this will be the right choice, and they will purchase it. And after purchasing the product, they will have a doubt whether they made a good choice or not, but they will try to reduce it by their own justification and rationalization. Yes, I'm good enough, so my decision will also be good one. Likewise, they will make up themselves by reducing the cognitive dissonance what they have. So these type of customers comes into the category of dissonance reducing buying behavior. And the third one is habitual buying behavior. They will never bother about the process which comes under consumer decision making process. Whatever comes new to the market, they will try to purchase it. It's a purchase habit they have. They will try it. Usually, whatever the new brand enters or new variety enters or with the new feature enters, they will try to purchase it. These people comes under habitual buying behavior. And the final one is variety seeking buying behavior. Variety seeking buying behavior is they concentrate more on the uniqueness of a product. They try to find the uniqueness of the product. They will never bother about the price or the cost of the product or the brands. They will try to work out and they will experience new thing from the market. So these are the four types of category, consumer category, where their behavior will be expressed based upon each and every level, right? And we will move on to the next topic, factors which affect the involvement level of a consumer for his purchase. I've just listed out 5 factors. One is previous experiences. So there cognitive dissonance plays a vital role. Previous experiences about the particular brand or that particular product. This is one type of factor. Second one is the interest, the personal interest, what you have towards the particular brand or a product. And this may be created, that this interest can be created either by seeing the advertisement or by experiencing it, by observing it, by getting some good comments from his friends. Likewise, the interest will be stimulated and automatically he will determine himself to purchase that product. And next factor is the perceived risk of negative consequences. These consumers are typically comes under complex buying behavior people. They try to analyze what will be the risk if purchased and if not purchased. So that will create an impact and automatically they will try to purchase it. A right example here is when the COVID has started, many of the customers have started to purchase sanitizers. Before that, they have just criticized many people who have used sanitizers for their regular use. hand wash. So these are all the products which is essential for this particular pandemic, and they just worked out what will be the risk of purchasing and not purchasing, and then they paid a purchase. So this factor plays again a vital role. And the fourth factor is a situation. No way, the situation accumulates me to purchase something. No other way, so I have to purchase. So this is another factor. And the final factor is social visibility. But I want to make myself that to be named one of the person who is using that particular brand or a product from the society point of view. So automatically this factor also helps me to purchase or to change the behavior as a consumer. Right? Now, the next topic is related to we are going somewhat in depth related to the factors influencing buying decisions. I have listed certain factors, that is cultural factors, social factors, individual factors and psychological factors, which supports a consumer decision making process, and finally he will get into action whether to buy or not to buy. Okay, so the factors have been categorized into four. The first category is cultural factors, second is social factors, third is psychological factors, and final thing is individual factors. Right? We will discuss one by one. First, cultural factors. This is an important factor, especially for Indians, in determining the consumer behavior. Culture, as you know, the set of values or norms or beliefs or attitudes what we continue for a long period of time. It is based upon some traditions what we follow it. That's the reason I just pinpointed that, especially in Indian market and understanding the Indian consumers, these cultural factors make a lot of sense. And based upon our traditions and beliefs and values, we try to follow certain rules and disciplines in purchasing the product from the market. You can find a lot of people nearby you. I'm purchasing the product for a long period of time. That is from my grandfather's time. We are following the same sort of brand and the company or the product they used to say. So this is what we call it as cultural factors. These have been determined by two things usually. The cultural factors have been determined by the subcultures as well as with the social class where you live. Right? And for your kind information, this product we call it as the dhoti. In Tamil we used to say it as the veshti. That is the tradition of Tamilians. That have been again getting more popularity in recent times, because just by media are exposing the value of dhoti wearing in functions, right? So automatically the 2K kids have started to focus on wearing dhoti at least in the function days. So this is based upon the cultural factors. So it determines a customer to purchase a product or experience a brand. And your social class too. Your social class is in which level you just live. Right? Either you are in upper or upper middle or upper lower, middle upper or middle or middle lower, and lower upper or lower middle or lower. Right? So this is based upon the social class also, which determines the consumer behavior. The next factor what we are going to discuss is about social factors. Social factors is based upon the social influences, the society which influence you to purchase it or not to purchase it. Where we have a reference groups, those people are called who gives a great idea or a good idea about purchasing the product. And the second people we call it as opinion leaders, who shares their own opinions in exhibiting the positiveness of a product in the market. These two things usually a customer experience through the media, right? And in social factors, again another concept which determines the purchase of a consumer is family. The family members plays a vital role in influencing a consumer to purchase or not to purchase. So that's social factors. Then we move on to the individual factors. Individual factors is based upon my own demographic factors. The gender, right? Whether a male or a female. The age criteria. The family life cycle, whether you are in a nuclear family or in a joint family. Your personality, your self-concept, and your lifestyle. In what lifestyle you are just moving yourself. These are all the factors which influence individually to purchase a product or not. The last factor is psychological factors. Psychological factors, here we have the perception, motivation, learning, the values, beliefs, and attitudes towards the product or towards that company. Perception, your point of view, right? It's a process by which people select, organize, and interpret stimuli into a meaningful picture. In a nutshell, I can say it is a point of view, what I think. Then motivation, something encourages me to purchase that product, stimulates my interest. And I learn through various sources, either internal sources or external sources, where I can develop my knowledge related to the product, and somehow it will influence me to take decisions about purchase. And the values and beliefs as well as the attitudes what I already have, and this also will influence you in choosing a brand. And now we are going to discuss about the variables involved in understanding the consumer behavior. Here this backs more importance because based upon this process only, a consumer act, react, behave in the market. Even though it is for his own consumption, it is determined by these type of variables. I've just categorized three types of variables. One is stimulus, second one is response, and third one is intervening variables. First we will discuss about stimulus. Stimulus is the advertisements, the products or the package automatically stimulate me to purchase it. Where POP also comes under here. That is, POP is point of purchase. You can find lot of displays when you enter into a shop. Different type of banners, and in those banners or in pictures you will have some attractive words with some offers. Automatically what you will do, you will try to change your mind to purchase that particular. Before entering to the shop, you will never have an idea of purchasing the brand or a product, but after seeing the pamphlets or the stickers or the posters, you will try to purchase it. So these things comes under stimulus. It stimulates you, right? It triggers you to purchase. And second is response. The response is the physical or mental reaction to the stimulus. So even there is a stimuli, in what way I am going to react it? Usually when you find when you enter into a supermarket or a departmental store, you can find in the entrance itself they will just categorize the confectionery items, chocolates, juices like this. What is the reason behind it? Usually for a supermarket as well as for a departmental store, people have entering with their family. If it is a family, it's with kids. So in order to attract those kids, it have been displayed in the product. This comes under retail outlet, retail layout, we used to say it as, where the product has to be placed, or the right place where the product has to be placed. So automatically it stimulates the kids, and they will try to trigger the parents. What parents will respond? Let us finish all the other things and then finally we can get confectioneries. They used to convince, and somehow certain families will come out of the shop without purchasing the confectionery items also. I used to do like that. Initially I used to accept for all the queries of my kids, but recently, since they are grown, they have started to restrict their own wish related to the confectionaries, and it's very good for me. Moreover, I used to say that to my kids, we will just complete it in the final stage of our shopping, and somehow I will make their mind to come out of the confectionery purchasing and will reach home safely without the purchase of confectionery. This is what we call it as the response. Whether I am, even though there is a stimuli, whether I am purchasing it or not. My action or a reaction. And the third one is the intervening variables. The intervening variables is present in organized retail outlets working perfectly. The mood created by the shoppers. The knowledge what I have within myself related to the product or a brand. The attitude what I had, whether it is a positive attitude or a negative attitude by seeing the range of product or the merchandising which have been in front of me in the shop. The value what I had, whether the decision is right or wrong, and the situations whether to purchase it or not. So these are termed as intervening variables for understanding the consumer behavior. Right? And I want to just show this picture especially for the consumers, so-called consumers. At it, I just wonder the mentality of most of the family men are this. Many of the people have switched over from unorganized retail outlets, that is from traditional outlets, to the malls, where their expenses are getting more, where their spending is more, where their consumption is more. So we have discussed about the variables, intervening variables and the other variables and stimuli variables and response variables. These are all the points in each and every shop we can find the stimulating variables and the response variables as well as the intervening variables, where people spend like anything and they try to increase their consumption, which will be good for the marketers and most probably good for the economy also. But whereas for an individual economy, it's very difficult. So that's about the formal introduction related to consumer behavior. We will discuss the consumer behavior models in our next session. Guys, if you have any doubts related to this, please post your queries. Thank you.